Good morning, fifth grade online learners. Welcome to another day of science in Mr. Monzo's class. We have Mr. Giovanni's class here, right?
Yes.
Come on, guys.
Yes.
Today's feeling like a Monday for some of these in-school learners. So we hope that online learners are a little bit more awake, and I'm a little guilty of that myself today. Anyway, let's talk about natural disasters today. Earthquakes, things that happen that we cannot prevent because of the planet we live on. This is page C54. The city of Taipei in Taiwan suffered a devastating earthquake in September 21st, 1999. Buildings fell down, houses collapsed, lots of tragedy. An earthquake is a violent shaking of the Earth's crust. The release of built-up energy along a fault is what makes Earth shake or quake. The energy released depends on how much rock breaks and how far the blocks of rock shift. With the records produced by seismographs, students can measure and scientists, can measure an earthquake's energy. The measurement expresses its size or magnitude using a scale called the Richter scale. For example, an earthquake with a magnitude of less than 3.5 may not even be felt, although it is recorded by the seismograph. An earthquake of 7.5 is a major earthquake, so I believe it only goes up to 10. You get into 7, 8, 9, I don't even know if we've ever measured a 10. This one in Tokyo was a 9. Okay, so lots of things fell down, and now they build buildings to withstand earthquakes, but you get around a 9, that might not even work. The surface effects or intensity of an earthquake vary from place to place. Intensity is measured by what can be seen and felt on the surface. What people see and feel often depends on how far they are from the earthquake's focus. The focus of an earthquake is the point underground where the faulting occurs. Most focus points are less than 45 miles below the Earth's surface. The point on the surface directly above the focus of an earthquake is the epicenter. That is where the intensity is the strongest. Why? The epicenter is the closest point to the focus where the seismic waves are strongest. The shaking is caused by energy of seismic waves. Long after the initial earthquake occurs, continued seismic wave activity can cause mini quakes or aftershocks. So if you're ever unfortunate enough to be in an earthquake, don't think it's over just because the earth's done shaking. It could be a few hours later, it shakes, it's not going to be as intense, but you have to be ready for some aftershocks. There are two general types of seismic waves, body waves and surface waves. Waves that travel through the Earth's interior are called body waves. The deeper they extend, the faster they travel. Body waves, called P waves, can travel through Earth's interior in less than an hour. They can pass through solids and liquids. As P waves pass into and out of the liquid outer core, they change direction. They return to the Earth's surface where they cause back and forth motions of rock. Body waves, called S waves, travel slightly slower than P waves. When the S waves reach the surface, they cause it to move up and down. However, S waves can travel only through solids. So, S waves that pass from the mantle into the liquid outer core lose their energy and do not return to the surface. Surface waves, or L waves, travel along the Earth's surface. These waves travel more slowly than body waves. Surface waves do not travel too far from the epicenter of an earthquake. However, surface waves cause the most damage because they make the ground swell and roll like ocean waves. The damage caused by surface waves can be extensive. Buildings fall down and roads heave up. Bridges collapse, glass breaks, rivers change course or flood their banks, trees topple and cliffs crumble. Out at sea, massive waves are set in motion. These waves can often be 90 feet high and reach speeds of 300 miles an hour. Such waves can cause great amounts of damage when they crash ashore. Does anybody know what those waves are called? It's a tricky name. What are they?
Stomach waves?
No, not that. Has anyone ever heard of the phrase tsunami?
Yeah.
It's kind of spelled a little bit strange. Tsumani. It's a silent T. I don't know why we do that in English language. We just make up certain rules for no reason. We're going to have a silent T at the beginning of a word. Tsunami. I was watching a video of it once with my son where the waves came in and people were just sitting at the beach having a merry old time, and all of a sudden a 90-foot wave hits them. And my son, when he was much younger, he just said, "Dad, I really don't want to go to the beach anymore." Well, that doesn't happen very often, and we now have sensors all around the world that can measure when the earth is shaking, even out at sea, and it can warn us, hey, something's going on out at sea, and they put out a tsunami warning. And it might give you enough time to definitely get off the beach and maybe get inland a little bit, okay? So don't quit going to the beach because there's a danger of an earthquake out at sea. It can happen, but it's very rare, and when it does, we usually have a good warning system, okay? So these are unfortunate things that happen on the planet we live on. We have lots of great things that go on Earth, lots of wildlife, lots of natural beauty, and then we have natural disasters. And if you're prepared for them and you follow the scientific predictions, you may be able to avoid tragedy. Does anybody have any questions about earthquakes, seismic waves, tsunami? Okay, so today we do have a journal entry. Some of you are working on it. What is the journal entry about today? The website, what is it about? Caroline?
It's about like what an earthquake is and science of earthquakes or something. I thought it said what is an earthquake?
No, it's not earthquake. It's an earthquake. So that is what our website is about. If you read it and summarize it, remember, don't just pick the first couple sentences and say, I'm done. I'm just going to write about this. Read that article a little bit. It's going to give you a little bit more background about what's not in the book, and you should have multiple sources of information if you really want to learn about this. All right, 5th grade, good job. We have about 15 minutes left of class, so maybe we'll share some of our journal entries in class. And online learners, thank you for participating. Thank you for waking up. I can see the energy really growing in this room.
Yay!
Yay. Come on, guys. Give us a big hip, hip, hooray.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. All right, online learners, we will see you tomorrow.